to order, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Floyd, could you lead us in the pledge?
Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Karen, can you please call the roll?
Vice Chair Maxwell,
Present.
Board Member Howard,
Present.
Board Member Elters,
Present.
Board Member Pashlikai,
Here.
Board Member Hermosillo,
Present.
Board Member Bracker,
Present.
and Board Member Daniels.
Okay, thank you. We have a quorum. Mayor Hermosillo, glad to have you join us online as well. And I just want to say, this is always a week I look forward to. The Rural Transportation Summit always brings out so many good discussions, so many good conversations, and it brings out so many people. It really does. It is one of the preeminent transportation meetings throughout Arizona, and so it's always great. So I want to thank the city of Sierra Vista for hosting it. It's a good place to come. It's good for all of us to get down on I-10 south of Maricopa and see how that looks. And so I always appreciate it. And the team that put this on, you did an amazing job. Conversations, I unfortunately only could join you yesterday, but the conversations were brisk, some controversial, so which is always good when we start talking about the challenges we face in transportation. So I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you for the dinner last night. We appreciate all the hospitality and the incredible job that the Rural Transportation Summit, the rural COGS and MPOs put on, because it was truly incredible. Any other comments from the board?
If I could, Chair. Again, I echo that. Yeah, beautiful golf course too. Amazing day. And I must say, those of you who attended last year, when we had the legislators on the stage and asked them about funding transportation, I don't know if you remember, but it was crickets. And I was very impressed this year that they engaged to the level that they did, and they're understanding the implications. And so I have very high hopes that we're going to have some more support this year, I think, in finding some answers. So appreciate it, you all being there and being here this morning as well.
Any other comments? All right. Well, we greatly appreciate it and look forward to having the rest of this meeting with you. Floyd, can you please read the Title VI Civil Rights Act?
Yes, sir. Pursuant to Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Americans with Disability Act, the Arizona State Transportation Board and ADOT do not discriminate on the basis of race, color, national origin, or disability. No person will be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefit of, or be otherwise subjected to discrimination under any Arizona State Transportation Board or ADOT program or activity. To assist in measuring the public's participation, we ask individuals to please complete an online self-identification survey, and the link to that survey is shown on the agenda. For those present, we have survey cards at the table to the entrance of the council chambers. Please fill out a card and leave it there. We'll pick it up at the end of the meeting. By completing this voluntary survey, ADOT will be able to determine who attends its public meetings and how the department can improve participation. The survey will also help ADOT fulfill federal reporting requirements. Thank you.
Thank you, Floyd. One comment that I did not make in my opening comments was I know Chair Daniels would love to be here today. She's obviously a huge transportation advocate. She runs an incredibly tight meeting. So I get to have a practice session before I actually go into my time as the chair. She's off at a family wedding, and so as we all say all the time, you have to have your priorities, and families got to be number one on that one. So we'll miss her, and hopefully we'll roll through it. As she would like to remind you, as we move into call to the audience, each speaker is allowed up to 3 minutes. Floyd will give you the call as you're at 3 minutes, and at that point, we'd like you to wrap up your comments real quick. We've got about 9 speakers today, and we'll do those here in person first. We'll start with the Mayor Pro Tem of Sierra Vista, Carolyn Flowers.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to welcome everyone on behalf of the city and the Sierra Vista Metropolitan Planning Organization. As he said, I'm the Mayor Pro Tem. I normally sit right there of the city of Sierra Vista, and I also chair the SVMPO. And I am very grateful that you all took the time to come down here. And I think most all of you I saw yesterday or maybe even the day before at our conference, the 26th annual summit. It was the first time we hosted it here in Cochise County. So we were a little like, oh, what are we doing? But we did it. And we're so grateful for everyone who took the time to come out and participate because I think it was a very worthwhile conference. And I hope you all enjoyed driving down our new road, State 90. It's really great to not get emails about that anymore and just to go back to complaining about dog parks and the golf course that we just acquired. And I'm glad you're enjoying that too. We never wanted a golf course. We just ended up with one. But now we're making the best of it and we're having tournaments and it's been a good time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed your time in the region, and to the new board member, Bruce Bracker, I look forward to working with you on the MPO. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Next up will be Jose Grijalva, the mayor of Douglas.
Good morning. I get to follow that up. Thank you all for your time, Chair. Just wanted, and board, I just wanted to update you all and thank you all for the 5-year plan for having the connector road on there. It's going to be very important, not only to the state of Arizona, not only to Cochise County, but I'm calling it the gateway to the United States. No offense to Nogales and San Luis, obviously. I just wanted to also update you that we, the city met with the Sonoran Mayor Governor's office. We did get a timeline on their negotiations with the land issues that they're having there. And they basically said, you know, we fixed up a lot of ports of entry on the Sonoran side. We were waiting for you guys to break ground so they could get started. So they're going to be moving on their side also. So we're very excited about that. And not only with that, we're also, I've been meeting with the Sonoran mayors all the way down Nacosari. We've invited Guaymas. We've talked to Hermosillo about bringing trade through this new commercial port of entry. We're talking tourism right now, but at the next meeting, we're going to bring up commerce. We're going to bring up, you know, what businesses can they, you know, set up at least, you know, something like distribution centers. And it's gotten to the point where we actually had someone from a business from Oaxaca that's way deep down south in Mexico want to set up a distribution center in Douglas to go through this port. So we're getting talked about. We're already on the map. We're showing them where on the map Douglas is. And again, this isn't just about Douglas. It's about Sierra Vista. It's about Bisbee. It's about Benson. It's about Cochise County in total, Arizona, and the United States. So thanks to you all for keeping us in mind. Thanks for all your help. And we can't wait to be still working together with you all and giving you all updates about what we're doing. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor. Next up is Kathleen Gomez, Cochise County Supervisor for District 2.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you. As the mayor says, he's the good cop, I'm the bad cop. So I don't mind being that. I am, well, the new Douglas Commercial Port of Entry isn't just another infrastructure project. It's a gateway to economic growth, innovation, and a stronger future for Arizona. The connector road from the new commercial port to the Highway 80 will take us to that next level. It will improve efficiency at the border, strengthen supply chains, and attract new investment across Arizona. It will reduce congestion and modernize infrastructure, paving the way for long-term development throughout Cochise County and beyond. And it will create statewide benefits from Douglas to Phoenix, from Flagstaff to Douglas, making Arizona more competitive in the global economy. Under the leadership of Mayor Grijalva, who has started meeting regularly with the mayors of Sonora, I recently traveled with him to Nacosari, Sonora, meeting with 15 mayors from across the region, as well as having the U.S. consulate join us. The economic development, the opportunities is just, it is just amazing to feel that energy meeting with mayors, because this is the first time anybody in the United States has really made the effort to reach out to the Sonoran mayors and say, hey, we're open for business. We want your trade. We want you to come through. You know, what we did as far as the mayor, myself, and the consulate was to show the mayors and the Sonoran government that our commitment is strong. Our vision is very clear, and our dedication to making this project a reality is unwavering. And this is more than just a construction project. It's about partnerships. It's about collaboration and opportunity, expanding trade, strengthening relationships, and building a stronger Arizona Sonora region together. We've made tremendous progress with the breaking ground of the new commercial port, but to fully realize the potential of this project, we must secure the remaining funding to complete the connector road now, not sometime in the next 5 years. We're already building the building. And I kind of say to people, we don't even have a road that goes nowhere. We do have a dirt road. But to the people of the community, until we see the money for the road, it's still an illusionary project, which what it was last year. So this road is the final link, connecting vision to reality and transforming potential into progress. And when we do, Douglas, Cochise County, and the entire state of Arizona will be stronger and more prosperous because of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. Vincent Manfredi, Maricopa Council Member.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak today. I don't think when we mentioned the golf course earlier today, I don't know if anybody mentioned that someone had the longest drive and did a very good job on Saturday morning. Oh, no, I'm sorry, on Wednesday morning. Jenny Howard over here. We appreciate the partnership that we've have with ADOT, and we look forward to working together in the future. And we know we're going to have a lot of work to do over the next year for the SR 347 with our legislative appropriations that we've gotten, and we're committed to doing that. The City of Maricopa continues to meet with ADOT staff and collaborate on ways to make the project successful and happen quickly. And just one more time, we want to thank you for your vision and insights throughout the entire process, and look forward to bringing the SR 347 to a finish. Then we'll be back for some other stuff maybe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manfredi. Kate Morley, the Executive Director.
Thank you, Chair and members of the board. Kate Morley, Executive Director of Metro Plan in the Greater Flagstaff region. I first wanted to say thank you to ADOT staff for working with us on some dark sky lighting up in the Flagstaff area. We're also grateful to hear the news that staff are reviewing a potentially permanent dark sky lighting standard, which would be really impactful for many of us in rural Arizona to have that as an option on our ADOT roadways. I also wanted to take a moment to talk to you about the US 180 corridor project, which our region, made up of the City of Flagstaff, Coconino County, NAU, and Mountain Line, the transit agency up there, picked this corridor as our #1 need on the ADOT system within our region. It's an $8 million project. The City of Flagstaff can bring $3 million to the table. We're asking the state to come in with the rest of the money. We're trying to implement the recommendations from ADOT's US 180 corridor master plan. I was told to give you a way to remember this project, and so forgive me, I'll come up with something better at future meetings. But I was told to tell you to do a 180 from not funding the project to funding the project so that you don't forget. And I appreciate all you do, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kate. Andrew Sutton, the Mayor of the City of Eloy.
Good morning, State Transportation Board members, Director Toth, and ADOT staff. My name is Andy Sutton. I am the Mayor of the City of Eloy. I would like to begin by thanking ADOT for its continued partnership and collaboration with our community over the years. For the last 2 years, the Sun Corridor MPO has submitted a proposed I-10 corridor study from the junction of I-8 to Sunshine Boulevard through the ADOT P2P process. Today, I'm here to express the City of Eloy's strong support for this study and to emphasize its importance to our community and the region. This 9.4-mile stretch of I-10 is a vital east-west corridor for commuters, freight, and travelers. Interchanges along it are lifelines that connect communities of Eloy, Arizona City, and the surrounding regions. Improvements here will strengthen safety, mobility, economic competitiveness, and growth continues across Pinal County. The last design concept report for this study was in 2008. Since then, our region has grown dramatically. Eloy population has grown by 23%, Arizona City by almost 78%. The recommendations from 17 years ago no longer reflect today's traffic pattern, land use, and development scale. In 2024, Eloy secured $5 million in state appropriations for improvements on the south side of Sunland Gin interchange. The 95% design is complete. These upgrades are important, but they represent only a small step toward addressing the long-term needs of the corridor. Eloy is experiencing unprecedented economic activity. National Egyptian, BHI Trucking, Osterkamp Trucking, Love's Truck Stop, and the exceptional community hospital, brand new to us. They already generate heavy traffic in the area, including Maverick Adventure Stop. The Eloy Commons, a 100-acre residential development, will further increase travel demand. Industrial growth is accelerating as well. Freeburg International is building a steel manufacturing facility that will employ over 200 workers. Comcast is opening a concrete pipe manufacturing plant at Sunland Gin and Frontier. Freepoint Ecosystem plans one of the largest plastic recycling facilities in the country, producing more than 250 daily trips through the Toltec interchange. As population and economic development continue to increase, the city of Eloy, a complete study would sound recommendations are needed for improvements and will help ensure that we keep the future growth and demand in Pinal County, strategically align us to pursue federal grants through USDOT. I would like to thank you all for your time and consideration on the proposed corridor study. That's the I-10 from Junction I-8 to Sunshine Boulevard. And I believe you have a packet with letters from our legislatures and businesses to support. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Mayor. Chris Cayo, Yavapai County Supervisor, District 4.
And don't feel bad. I went to Hungary and found out I was saying my name wrong too. Yavapai County Supervisor, District 4, and also on the Simple Board in Yavapai County. Just speaking on behalf of item number 6 on the agenda. That's the $125,000 that would provide local match reimbursement for a federal grant for City of Prescott. And I think this is for their downtown Prescott transportation plan. There's a feeling at the county, there's a feeling at our different municipalities that it's long overdue time that we start planning for this growth rather than just reacting to it, which I think has probably happened a lot in the state. And just wanted to quickly reflect on what we heard the last few days, that the outlook looks kind of bleak on funding and we're really kind of floundering. Inflation's not taking a break. We have 51% more roads. Construction costs keep to rise. But when we heard our lawmakers, they said, you know what, I had a bill and it couldn't even get heard. Some were saying we need more taxes. Some were saying we don't need a tax. We need less. We need to set some kind of direction. And I hope that everybody in this room and you guys as well go back and tell the legislators, we need to do something. You know, let's set direction. Let's make a decision. It may be the wrong decision. And if it is, we'll amend it. But it's been 35 years since we had any kind of movement on this funding coming in. And that needs to get fixed and needs to get solved. So I'm going to go home and spread that message. You guys do so much with so little. And this conference that we just attended really highlighted that you're trying to pick between winners and losers. There's people coming and they're all worthy projects. We have a whole laundry list that I'm not going to talk about today. But anyway, thank you guys for doing everything. And the matching grant from the Arizona Smart Grant would be great for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor, and I'll keep working on your name. Vinny Gallego, the Director of Y Plan.
Good morning, Vinny Gallegos, Executive Director of Y Plan, Yavapai Plan, formerly Central Yavapai Metropolitan Planning Organization. So if you weren't at the conference, we did announce that over this last year, our geography has changed. We went from Central Yavapai, about 400 square miles, to Greater Yavapai County, excluding the Verde Valley, which is still under the NACOG jurisdiction. So we're now Yavapai Plan, or for short, Y Plan. So we can provoke some conversation. Why do we plan? So with that said, I really want to start with some gratitude. I don't want to take any of this for granted. You know, you all were joined us in Prescott for the summit last year. We're in Sierra Vista this year and in Flagstaff next year. But truly appreciate all of your presence, the ADOT staff, many of the people behind me, but to really gather several hundred people to continue to talk about the issue. We should not take each other for granted. It's not a given. You all have incredibly busy schedules, a lot going on, and truly want to appreciate everyone that participated. It really does mean a lot. With my remaining time, excuse me, I'd like to just acknowledge and also in supporting Supervisor Kuknio on item 6. We do have an AZ Smart application in, and that will be to support and maximize the federal grant opportunity. So we were successful in getting a Safe Streets for All for the city of Prescott. This particular transportation plan, as many of you visited Prescott last year, really know that the heart of the entire region is the city of Prescott, from history, from tourism, from commerce, and just day-to-day operations. So that has been at the core of our priorities. So we're going to go ahead and utilize a federal Safe Streets for All $500,000 transportation grant that has been awarded. And what is on your agenda today is the AZ Smart application, which will provide that match reimbursement. So those monies will, again, allow us to maximize federal grants. And as Supervisor Kuknio said, why plan? Well, we've been planning on this for a while. So we appreciate your support. Thank you all, board. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Vinny. Lisa Fitzgibbons.
Good morning, State Transportation Board members, Director Toth, and the ADOT staff. My name is Lisa Fitzgibbons, and I'm the mayor of the city of Casa Grande. I first wanted to thank, this is my first summit, so I wanted to thank the city of Sierra Vista for hosting this beautiful conference. It was definitely productive and informative, and it was truly a pleasure being here. And for those of you that are heading back north to go home, please swing into Casa Grande, get some gas, get an In-N-Out burger, maybe Chick-fil-A. We would love for you to join us there in the city. So I first want to begin by thanking ADOT for your continued partnership and collaboration with our community over the years. As you consider the FY 2731 tentative 5-year construction program, I want to call your attention to a critical pavement preservation project in Casa Grande. The project segments on Pinal Avenue from the junction of SR 84, SR 387 to the Santa Cruz Wash, and from the Santa Cruz Wash to the Interstate 10. Ranked first and second in both the South Central District and the statewide P2P process for pavement preservation. Given its importance and high ranking, I respectfully urge the board to give this pavement preservation project full approval as you move forward in finalizing the FY 27 through 31 program. I would also like to extend my appreciation to ADOT for resuming cleanup efforts along Interstate 10 and Pinal Avenue. These efforts, which have been discontinued during COVID, are greatly appreciated and make a very noticeable difference in our community. So thank you for your consideration and continued support to the city of Casa Grande and the region. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and I apologize for not recognizing you as the mayor of Casa Grande when I called you up. Boy, that's all who I have here in person. Are we showing anybody online?
There's one person online. I think it's the first person on your list there. I think it's Mr. Barrett.
That is correct.
So, Mr. Barrett, if you would please raise your hand. Looks like somebody raised their hand. Randy, could you work to help them get them unmuted?
Yes.
Oh, now they just dropped off.
Floyd, did you say they dropped off?
Yeah, but it was a phone call, but Mr. Barrett looks like he is logged in as well. So, Mr. Barrett, would you please raise your hand?
The request has been sent to unmute your line. Please press *6 to unmute your line if you're a calling user.
Hello.
Hello.
Mr. Barrett, we have you loud and clear. You can begin
Very
your
good.
3
Thank
minutes.
you very much. All right. Good morning, Arizona State Transportation Board members and staff. My name is Bob Barrett. I live in Lake Havasu City. Before I begin, I just want to say regarding what was mentioned earlier, yes, funding is important, but more important than funding is good decision-making with funds that have already been allocated. And that's what I want to talk about today. I'm calling in regarding the SR 95 repaving project from I-40 south through Lake Havasu City to Parker, Arizona. That was completed in 2024. You can't see me, but I'm putting the word completed in air quotes. This section of road is approximately 60 miles long. The RFP for this multi-million-dollar project included $176,000 to add center line rumble strips from I-40 to the north end of Lake Havasu City in a section that does not have any median, just a yellow line, that separates traffic going 75 to 80 miles per hour on a 65 mile per hour road. These center line rumble strips were never installed. Because of the elevation change on the road, the curves, the high speed, it's a dangerous road. As is the section south of Lake Havasu City towards Parker, that inexplicably did not include centerline rumble strips as part of the repaving project. This whole 60-mile section of state road did not have any centerline rumble strips, one of the most basic and least expensive tools that government uses to improve road safety. I want these centerline rumble strips installed per the terms of the project. It's an absolutely critical safety issue. Relatedly, a month ago, ADOT completed a $3 million road safety project installing 2 miles of centerline raised median. Let me repeat, $3 million for just 2 miles of curbs in an area in and near Havasu that already has a 10-foot flush median separating traffic. Now, why am I bothering you again this month? Well, many reasons. At last month's meeting, I was told that those who called during the call to the public would get a call back about our concern. I didn't get a call back. Using a term I heard a couple minutes ago from a board member, all I heard over the last month was, quote, cricket. You should know that this board was not my first step. Prior to that, I engaged ADOT directly many times. I was told twice that these centerline rumble strips were installed. After the second time I heard this, I started to question my sanity as I drive on that stretch of road 6 times a week. Then when I said, no, they are not installed, their story changed. And it was not, well, we want, oh, and then it went to, well, we wanted to wait to install them until after the curb project, the 2.2 million, 2.2 mile project I mentioned earlier was completed.
Mr. Barrett, that is,
I
apologize, but that is your 3 minutes.
Well, you said I was allowed a chance to finish after we got to 3 minutes. Can I have?
If you can close it up very quickly.
It looks like Mr. Barrett, are you there? It looks like he hung up.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Barrett. We do appreciate the call, and I think we all recognize that you called in last month as well. All right. I show no other callers. Floyd, do you show anybody else?
Mr. Chair, that is all.
All right. Let's close the call to the audience. This time we'll move on to item 1, the director's report. Director Toth.
Good morning, and thank you to the City of Sierra Vista and the MPO for your hospitality. You've welcomed us not only for today's meeting, but this year's Transportation Policy Summit. I actually said it instead of rural transportation. It's been a very busy and productive week. I'll share a few ADOT highlights and an update on the recent flooding experienced in parts of our state. So next slide. I'll begin with some good news. Last month, our Fredonia Port of Entry team went above and beyond to celebrate National Truck Drivers Appreciation Week. You can see from the photos of our teams, including several customer service representatives, and along with our officers and sergeant, they all work together to provide goodie bags and snacks for 46 truck drivers. They also handed out a number of truckers against trafficking cards and educated drivers about the importance of safety and compliance. The successful event definitely demonstrates our appreciation for the trucking industry while also focusing on safety education. So in more good news, we have a number of awards to tell you about. First up, our communications and public involvement team took home 2 significant awards at the AASHTO Transcom annual meeting. So Transcom is the Transportation Communications Committee for the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials. Our team earned the Excel Award for public outreach and communication that informed drivers on the I-10 Broadway Curve project. The Excel Award is the highest award given by AASHTO for public relations programs and campaigns. The team also earned a top prize for public involvement approach for the I-17 improvement project. So I'm also extremely happy to share that Arizona Highways Magazine was honored with 22 awards this year at the International Regional Media Association Conference. There's only 45 awards, so last year it was 16 or 18. This year it's 22, and I challenged them to get all 45 next year. They are just amazing. This magazine, as you know, published by ADOT, they've won several awards, and it's just incredible for them to be recognized for the industry for the great work that they do. Finally, the Motor Vehicle Division was recognized with 2 awards from the American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators. The MVD Community Connections team received the 2025 Region 4 Community Service Award for their continued support of community organizations across the state. That group has donated school supplies, toys, clothing, food, water, and they collect tabs every year to support the Ronald McDonald Houses. They're an incredible group and throughout the communities. NVD also received the International and Region 4 Informative Writing Award for news release on the Blue Envelope program. So this Blue Envelope program gives autistic drivers a single location to hold registration and insurance that will be needed if they're involved in a traffic stop by law enforcement. And we have worked tirelessly with law enforcement, and that press release also then spurred additional interest with law enforcement on the Blue Envelope program, and they are supporting it wholeheartedly. So congratulations to all of our award-winning ADOT team members. We greatly appreciate their work. So on to the update on the emergency response and some of the maintenance and repairs that are necessary due to the recent flooding in the Globe Miami area. Many of our crews have been working around the clock since September 26th. And I just want to start by saying how appreciative I am of our ADOT teams. Like I said, they are working 24/7 since that first flood hit in September. So next slide, please. This flood required a major agency-wide response, not only from our maintenance crews, but we had employees across the agency working in coordination with the Department of Emergency and Military Affairs to staff the Emergency Operations Center in Phoenix and also in Globe. So through this work, community members have also been provided with information, resources, the ability to get their driver's licenses again, vital assistance for everyday life. So as you might be aware, the first flooding event occurred in Miami on Thursday, actually, September 25th. And then the second event, Globe and Miami, again on Friday, the 26th. So during that first round of flooding, US 60 was closed on Friday, September 26th, but was back open by 4 a.m. the next day. So that crews, next slide, please. They went immediately into response mode. They responded by reestablishing the drainage infrastructure on US 60 and 188. They cleared pipe culverts on SR 188, cleared vegetation sedimentation and all the drainage channels. They also worked alongside a contractor brought in by DEMA to clear sediment from under several bridges and culverts on US 60 and 188. And then, the next slide, then we got hit again on October 12th. More rain led to additional flooding and the closure of US 60 between Superior and Miami after the rain had eroded the embankment next to the eastbound lane and a section of shoulder at milepost 241. Actually, next slide, please. So you can see that erosion of the embankment there. So this week on Tuesday, we were able to reopen the traffic to reopen the highway to traffic, one lane in each one lane through with flagging operations. This is definitely an interim configuration that will remain in place until we do an emergency repair project to restore 2-lane in this section. Again, I just want to highlight the swift response of our ADOT teams. They've been working, like I said, 24/7 for the last 3 weeks. I also want to recognize Wade Webb, Deputy Director Wade Webb, who has really led our emergency operations response, and he deserves definitely some time off associated with this event. But I'm so thankful to have his background and leading this effort for the ADOT team and for all of us within the state. So with that, I'll turn things back over to the board.
Thank you, Director. I think I heard several people comment throughout the last several weeks at how quick the response from ADOT was on the flooding. So I just want to thank you and make sure the team also knows how greatly that's appreciated, not only by the community, but by the board. Do any other members have any questions or comments for the Director?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to item number 2, the district report. It's going to be given by Anthony Castleman, the engineer for South Central District.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, board members. For the record, Anthony Castleman, District Administrator. Want to make sure I just put that out there. I'm not an engineer. So just
I was going to talk to you after. You going around telling people you're an engineer, buddy?
I am not.
Okay,
Anthony, I keep trying to make you an engineer.
I appreciate
We do too.
I've had a few people trying to make me one. I'm good with where I'm at. Thank you. Again, for the record, Anthony Castleman, District Administrator for ADOT South Central District. Thank you for the opportunity to present this morning. I do want to start off this morning, next slide, with just some recent successes. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to jump into the big project for obviously the area that we're in, the SR 90 paving project from that Border Patrol station down to Mosin Road. Massive project, $30 million, 22 miles of paving from F&F Construction. Happy to report that project is 100% complete at the end of December.
We apologize. They have lost the video and audio feed from the meeting room in Sierra Vista, and the team is working on fixing that. Please be patient.
Thank you.
Again, we apologize. The team at the Sierra Vista location is working on fixing the audio and video issues. I wanted to let those of us who are online know that they are working on the audio video visual issues right now.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
For August's funds. We got a couple little things we're watching in terms of their variances on contracting. We kind of expect, but on the rental real property, kind of watching that. That's rental of real is leasing of commercial properties, hotels, and so forth. Just looking at those variances, maybe, and looking there, but nothing of significance that's got us concerned. And I've got nothing further to report. I'd be happy to take any questions.
Okay, before we go to questions from the board, Floyd, it looks like we've got everything back up and running. Can we make sure
Yep,
that?
Mr. Chair, we do have audio and video is back up.
Can we check to make sure we've got Member Hermosillo still on the line?
Yes, Mayor Hermosillo.
Yes,
can
I'm
you
here.
Please just do a quick, excellent, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. First off, I want to apologize to everybody online that's joined us. I'm glad to hear we're back up. You've missed the consent agenda. That was probably the big thing, and an incredible brief about how much is being done. Boyd, I think there was a question, will we be able to post this with the audio, or because we're recording it here as well? Is that true?
Yes, sir. We post all the audio within 3 days. That's our requirements. We post that. And then when we process the video, we'll put that up. But it usually lags of days after that, a few after that. But the audio will be up within 3 days.
Okay, thank you for that. And thank you for to the team here that made that happen and got us back up in a timely manner. Now, for the financial report, does anybody from the board have any questions?
Questions.
Okay.
Question, if you don't mind, Chair. Christine, last year, you gave a presentation when we invite all of the new legislators to the room. And you kind of
Yes,
give them a brief on funding for ADOT. You have a slide in that presentation where it shows where ADOT is in the funding process from the state, kind of the funding level and where the monies go, and then where ADOT is in that program.
Okay.
Could you possibly at some point bring that slide up with one of your financial presentations?
Okay, I will, Chair Maxwell.
I'll see if I can find it and I can email it to you, because I do have it. You sent me the presentation.
Well, that's lovely, but that's lovely. But all I have to do is go back and pull the Ledge Summit presentation, And I'll look for that slide. If I have any questions, if you're okay, I'll give you a call.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I think that's a great question and a great slide because a lot of the conversation that occurred after the legislative session today was about what are the priorities of the state. And we all know how strongly we feel about the priorities of the state being infrastructure as all the citizens of the state. That's a great one to have. And Christine, I wanted to thank you again for your presentation yesterday. And I appreciate your patience of working with me as we've been working on together to try to come up with those demonstrations to show where we sit financially as a state, where other states sit, as well as what other options are out there. And we're going to continue as a board to lean forward and to come up with a solution to get this system better funded. So I want to thank you for all your help on that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Christine. We'll now move on to the Multimodal Planning Division report, agenda item 5 with Matt Moore.
Morning.
Morning.
Go ahead. So this is the Tribal Consultation Annual Report. We completed it October 1st. This report covers the consultation actions ADOT has undertaken and completed during the state fiscal year with the 22 federally recognized tribes in Arizona. It is distributed to the leadership for those tribes as well as the state legislature. Next slide. Over the last couple days at the Transportation Policy Summit, we kicked off ADOT's listening tour. It's an initiative to listen, learn, and build strong relationships with the communities. And as this slide displays, there will be a strong tribal component to that listening tour because we want to hear from everyone in Arizona. Next slide. The ADOT Tribal Relations team convened a tribal transportation session on Wednesday morning prior to the official start of the Transportation Policy Summit. We shared a recently developed and implemented archaeological protection spec for our construction projects that has been in development for probably 18 months to 2 years. And we were finally able to find something that worked for all of the parties that will protect the archaeological resources in Arizona when we're working on our active construction projects. We also shared some information with the Arizona Strategic Highway Safety Plan on tribal lands and the Arizona Safety Circuit Rider Program during that tribal session. Next slide. The State Route 264 Corridor Planning Study Project. We had technical working group meeting number 3 on August 25th. Technical working group meeting number 4 is tentatively scheduled for October 28th to review working paper number 3, the plan for improvements. That's a significant step in this process. Next slide. The State Route 187 improvement project from SR 387 to SR 87 on the Gila River Indian community. We've been working on this for quite some time. The project startup occurred on October 1st, and we should have that project complete in spring of next year. I think that's all I have for you today. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Any questions from the board?
I'd like to make a comment.
Member Peschelkai.
Thank you. I'd like to thank ADOT for working with the tribes and doing all the work that you all are doing. And I'm glad that we're able to work with Gila River on the 347. That's pretty important and meaningful. So I just want to say thank you for a great job. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mayor Hermosillo, do you have any questions for Matt?
I do not. Thank you so much.
That's a no.
Yeah, we will take that as a no. So, Mayor Hermosillo came really a lot of static.
A lot of this.
Director, do you have a comment?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I do want to recognize also Christine and Matt for their presentations at the policy summit, and in particular, Matt stepped in for me at the tribal transportation and the listening tour, and just wanted to say thank you for both of you.
Thank you. Thank you for that addition. And keep up the great work, Matt. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go on to item 6, the Arizona State Match Advantage for Rural Transportation, or known as the AZ Smart Fund program. And Iqbal Hussain, you'll be presenting this to us today.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Chair and the members of the board. For record, my name is Iqbal Hussain. I'm with the Model Planning Division. Today, I'll be presenting items 6 and 7. But I will begin with presenting item number 6, as is funds program to the board for discussion and possible action. Good. Today we have one application on our agenda, and the application is from the or SIMPO on the safe. The purpose of this project is to develop the downtown Prescott Safe and Smart Streets Initiative Plan. This will enhance the safety and the multimodal movement in the Prescott area. This project will also involve public involvement, data collection, and the data analysis. The location of the project is
Thank you for your patience. We are working on the audio and visual issues. Again, thank you for your patience. The team is working on resolving the audio and visual issues.
Thank you so much.
Again, we apologize to those joining us online. We are working on the audio visual issues. Thank you for your patience as we work out the audio visual issues. The team is looking at all this options and coming up with a solution.
All right, we move on to 9H.
So for 9H, this is the Old West Highway. This is a City of Apache Junction project. The low bid was $2,818,889. State's estimate was $363,049. Difference was $1,544,160. A difference of 35.4% under the engineer's estimate. On this particular one, the contract, this is another one where production rates were substantially different. We did have 3 bidders on this project. It was very competitive. So consequently, the difference in production rates on almost all items make up that big difference. I do need to note that the recommendation on this is to postpone. Reason being is there was some non-material issues in their DBE requirements. So consequently, we had to send letters out to all bidders. They have a certain time frame in which to respond, which has not concluded yet. So consequently, we're asking this project to be postponed till next month.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Myers. I'd like to welcome all those listening online back. We're keeping our fingers crossed. We're
Mayor Hermosillo as well.
we're getting close. So, any questions or comments? We're on item 9H for those of you who are online. Any questions or comments for Mr. Byers?
Chair, it's a board member Hermosillo.
Member Hermosillo, go ahead.
Yes, I would also be in favor of postponing this item as well.
Okay, that sounds great. We appreciate that. And can I take that as a motion to postpone this item?
Yes, I'll make that to postpone.
All right. We've got a motion by Member Hermosillo, second by Member Howard. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor of postponing the action on item 9H, please signify by voting aye.
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 I vote aye as well. We have a unanimous vote to postpone 9H. And now we move to the final contract. And Greg, I just want to say thank you for going through all this. I picked up a lot of good information gleaned from all the different things. And I really appreciate hearing the creativity and the innovation that we're seeing from a lot of the contractors. I hope that continues. I think that it's not going to fix our transportation funding shortage, but it's definitely going to help. So thank you for going through each one of these individually. I've learned a lot today.
You bet. And just so everybody's aware, over the last couple of weeks, we've had more competition on our bids than we've had in a long time. So that's one of the reasons why we're starting to see a lot of these drop down and the innovation that we're seeing. So,
Good, Chair. Materials, Greg. Are there any issues with materials anymore? Lead times, concrete, or are we all pretty much leveled off there?
Board Member Howard, the only big one that we still have, and it's been an issue for a long, long time, is anything that's related to traffic signals. It's just a long lead item to try and get in. In some cases, it can be up to 9 months to be able to get stuff in. So in a lot of cases, we're making sure that there's the ability to get those within the time frame that we're looking at trying to bid projects.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
I just like to make a comment.
Member Peskai.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I was liking your presentation with all that savings going on. But with the project that we postponed in Flagstaff with luminaries, I think Flagstaff being a dark sky city is pretty important. And I'm hoping that we don't put it off too much beyond next month. But I appreciate all the work that everybody's done and the great savings that we heard today. Yeah.
All right, let's go to 9I. We'll get that wrapped up and then we can.
So 9I is in Yavapai County. This is a bridge replacement project. We had 4 bidders on this project. The low bid was $1,032,973. State's estimate was $891,050. a difference of $141,923 or 15.9% over the engineer's estimate. The biggest issue that we had with this one is the remoteness of the project. And so consequently, we saw much higher prices from all bidders on roadway excavation, the base course for the project, as well as the asphalt concrete. All of them are long hauls, and it's going to be time consuming to be able to do this. So consequently, we saw that in all bids.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions for Mr. Byers? Can I get a motion?
Mr. Chairman, recognizing what Mr. Byers just said related to the cost, but given the number of bidders, I think it's a reasonable one. Agree with his statement to approve item 9I as presented.
Okay, can I get a second?
A second.
Okay, motion by Member Elters, a second by Member Bracker. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Hear all those in favor of awarding item 9I as presented, signify by saying aye.
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 I'm an aye as well. The board votes unanimously to present item 9I. Again, thank you, Mr. Byers, for giving that kind of detail. I always think it's occasionally good to remind us what the trends are and great follow-up questions.
Mr. Chairman, real quick,
Member Elters.
if I may, since you took the time to go through them one by one and we heard about these efficiencies, I just feel compelled to make this comment, which is often enough when discussing construction and construction costs and the amount of money that is costing for projects these days, we often hear the comment of, well, you just need to do it more efficiently and reduce the cost. I think, thank you for taking the time to go through these projects one by one, because what we heard today and what we hear every week, what we don't hear every week because we don't take the projects one by one, is consistent message of the industry through the competitive process to win projects and deliver them is being efficient, is being innovative, and we ought to be pleased and grateful for that effort. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Then I can say personally, I truly enjoy seeing the number of bidders we have. You know, we went through a period of year and a half. We were getting single and two bidders on projects. Sounds like the industry's back. They're seeing the money, it's available, the work's there. Obviously, we've discussed that as well. So great conversation on that one. I appreciate that. We're going to move on to agenda item 10, the State Transportation Board policies for 2025. Mr. O'Rourke, are you going to lead that conversation?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Statutorily, the board needs to review and modify or change their policies or adopt their policies every 2 years. Traditionally, they started that on the odd year. So this year, I started by taking the draft policies from 2023, and there were two changes last year. One was a change to the aviation policy where it adjusted the match, if you remember, and then the second one was the AZ Smart Fund based upon legislation, the changes to the Smart Fund. Those have been incorporated into the draft policies that we posted online for the public review and for the board to review. That's also been sent to staff. My goal is that we take the rest of this month, by the end of the month, and I've already started to receive comments. Mr. Bracker has called me on some comments, and staff has started to read comments. Get your comments to me so I can summarize them and put them together, and I'll come back next month with the what we've seen so far, so I can present them to the board, and the board can then deliberate: are we going to accept these? Which ones are not? Or continue to add comments if you didn't give them in. My goal would be to finish that discussion in November, and we approve them in December, traditionally kind of towards the end of the year when they've done. What I'd ask you to is to look at some things that haven't been looked at in a while. Some things, when you look at the start of the policies, when you look at the board's vision, that has not been adjusted since I've worked on this. So if there's any views that board members have regarding the vision of transportation, these policies and the board working together, please kind of look at that and give me some thoughts on that. And then the second thing is the commitments. There's 13 commitments in there that in the past, the board have just kind of reaffirmed. A couple of them need to be maybe updated a little bit with some nomenclature, but I would ask, are there other things that this board is interested in highlighting or putting emphasis in? Specifically, give me those so I can get those back to all the board members to review. And then individually, we'll take all the different board the different board policies. There's like 45 of them right now, and we'll continue to make edits, things that I get from staff. The director has given me some comments, and any comments that I get between now and the end of the month, so I can put the draft together and we can bring it back next month. The board can start their deliberation.
That'd be great. Anybody have any follow-up questions for Mr. Rourke? I've got one. We've got I believe we now have a study session scheduled in November.
Yes, sir. I was going to talk at that at the end. But
Okay. Is there any opportunity to get some of these policy hear feedback from you on what has been presented either by staff or by input from the community and the citizens at large, or from us, so that when we go into the next meeting, since you're looking for us to make decisions on it, we'll have a little bit more detail.
So, Mr. Chair, yes. The November 12th is a special virtual study session that was asked to discuss two topics that's for discussion. That was the P2P criteria, and then as well as the local public agency self-administration, kind of those two programs. I can add this as a third item to bring in a discussion of comments related to any comments that I've received on the draft policies. I'll add that as a third item.
I would like you to do that, sir, because I think it's a good opportunity then for us to be even more prepared for next month's board meeting.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Any other suggestions? We're moving on to item 11. Suggestions from the board, anything from Floyd or the director on anything else you want to discuss for today's meeting?
You hit the study session. I was going to make sure to emphasize that because that isn't added in meeting. I don't have the participation information yet, but once I get that from our team, I'll make sure to get that posted. And as always, once we get the agenda done, we'll send everything out to the board members.
Outstanding. Thank you. Anything from any of the members of the board? Just want to thank again all of you who've stayed with us this whole time. Apologies to those listening online. We will be having the audio of this meeting posted in its entirety. So you can find that when it gets posted. And Floyd, just a reminder to those who are, I believe, still listening, when will they be able to find that and where?
We usually post them within 2 working days, so that they should be up there probably Monday or Tuesday on the good board's website, because you go to the documents tab and we post everything there. The video, I will work to get that up as soon as possible. I'll see if we can get a rush on that so they can at least see whatever was able to be captured. I do want to thank as well the team here at Sierra Vista. They've been great to work with. It's unfortunate their system worked perfect last year. If you remember, we were here. Whatever happened today, they had gremlins in the system. I have no idea what technology is. When they talk computers, that I usually turn off my mind and think of something else. But it's been a great support. The team here is wonderful to work with. And I, as well as you said, apologize for that. It normally wouldn't have happened, but unfortunately it did. And we'll try to get as much information packed up and posted as soon as we can.
It's technology, and the good thing is they never gave up and kept working on it.
No, they did.
We were
No,
able
they
to
did.
we were able to grab different segments and points of that. So again,
Great team.
appreciate everybody's involvement in this meeting.